Hello. We are live. Hold on, let me get in the studio, chat. I'm not even in the studio yet. There I am. Still looking light skinned. I don't know what the hell. What the helly? What the helly ante? Oh, there go the color. I'm like, wait. I was looking real washed out. I still look a little washed out though. Hey y'all, come on in. How I change this damn? Oh, now I look blue and then look pink. Oh, how I turn the brightness down there? Okay. Okay. My color coming back. What's up, squad? What's up, squad? Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yay. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Listen, we got a lot to talk about today. Mhm. Whew, drama. As y'all come in, please put your pink hearts in the chat for Mama Brown. We talking about Diddy. Okay, we know Diddy did it, but Diddy got off, so we're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna talk about child, this Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, it is not a Michelle ATLian Brown show without me talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all can just get over it. Like, is that all she talking about? Yeah, it is, and is. We're gonna talk about that as well. I got some exclusive tea from Alex Hines and from Angela Oakley. Child, everybody been hitting me up. Angela been hitting me up, and Alex been hitting me up. Child, we gonna talk about it. I don't know who to believe at this point. Is Phaedra innocent? Who had did it? I don't know. We'll get into that as well. But come on in, and we will get started after this very brief introduction. Shout out Cooley C.
Get ready, because you about to be an ATLian.
That's her being a blogger.
More than a blogger.
That's her being a blogger. You are more than a blogger.
I am more.
That's her being a blogger.
All of is my son.
Okay, that shit is good.
I am more than a blogger.
The blog goddess, the blog goddess, the blog goddess, Michelle is here.
Yeah.
The blog goddess, the blog goddess, the blog goddess, Michelle is here.
Yeah.
All of is her son.
Yes.
All of
It's her son. Yes.
say all of
It's her son. Yes.
say all of is her son.
Like for real.
The blog goddess, 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 Michelle is here.
Yeah.
All of is her son.
Like for real.
I love y'all so much. Y'all just be showing out in this chat. Y'all be showing out in this chat, honey. Shout out to my mods for holding it down. Shout out to all these people in the green. You see these people in the green? These are my channel sponsors. They was getting special tea today, okay, as well as my Patreon. Patreon got it first, and then I put it on members only for YouTube too, because I felt kind of bad. I'm like, maybe I need to give some tea to YouTube, okay? Also listen, if you are not a member of the Patreon, $5 tier and above, okay, you missed out. We had a early live today. I was trying to decide what should I do, what should I not do, should I go outside, should I not go outside, and I ended up outside, child. I ended up outside today. So yeah, shout out to my Patreon, because they be like, yes, go to Dubai. Yes, go to Nigeria. Yes, go out to eat. So I be doing whatever the Patreons want me to do, honey, because they pay every month. I love them to death, honey, to pieces. Let me see what else had happened. Hold on. Okay, so okay. So listen. Biggie over here on the floor. Hey, Anthony Sherman. Anthony Sherman, one of my biggest haters and biggest supporters at the same damn time. The biggest hater and the biggest supporter at the same damn time. Okay. I don't like them. Listen. I be feel like, okay, I like them because I was outside like this today. I like that. Okay, I'll put my little glasses on like that. I look like this. Put my ponytail. It's a little slack. Okay. Anyway, look, Carol says she pay her $2.99 every month. Okay, so that's all you have to pay if you are a member on YouTube. Only thing you have to pay is $2.99. There are different tiers on YouTube, but for the most part, the $2.99 tier get just about everything. I appreciate the people who pay more because they want to support me, and I love you for that. But you don't have to pay more as long as you pay $2.99. You get the good stuff. Same thing on Patreon. As long as you in the $5 tier, you pretty much get the good stuff. But if you want like the archives, because you know I've been on Patreon for like 5, 6 years. If you want the good stuff, you want to get in the archives and start deep diving into all my history, then you need to be in the $10 tier and above. Okay. If you're in the $10 tier and above, then you get all of the archive stuff. If you're in the $5 tier, you get the Discord and you get the live stream. So $5 and above. Okay. If you're in the $2 tier, you just get whatever I feel like giving y'all. So I appreciate y'all for always supporting me and holding me down. Cause you know, sometimes YouTube don't be paying right. Sometimes these YouTube checks be looking funny, honey. My money be looking funny. And I be like, oh my God, I gotta go live every day. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Thank you, Destiny. Yes, pink hearts in the chat for Mama Brown and anybody else who has survived, is surviving, know a survivor, and listen, is associated with anybody going through cancer. We all need the support, and I appreciate the caretakers, the caregivers, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You all deserve praise. Okay. Um. D said that D, are you a he or she? I don't be knowing. D says they are, are on the 199 tier. Okay, shout out to D. I appreciate you, friend. The 199, the 199 Patreon. Oh, the 199 Patreon tier. Oh, the 199 YouTube that's the one that get everything. The 199 YouTube tier, y'all be getting stuff, okay? Because I be giving y'all the Instagrams and all that stuff. But anyway, we are here. I had went outside today. Who sent me a message? Oh, okay. I had went outside today. I met up with a brand new, I guess you can call him a Bravo celebrity. Y'all, you here for the Angela gossip? I'm gonna get to the Angela gossip. Listen, you're gonna have to be patient, Anthony, or you just gonna have to leave and come back, okay? Because I gotta wait for some more people to get here. And while I'm waiting for the more people to get here, I'm gonna talk about Diddy. And I don't care if you done heard it before or not, you ain't heard it from me, okay? You haven't heard it from me, okay? Listen, all y'all Diddy people out there, are y'all really surprised that that he was not indicted on all of those different charges? Are y'all really surprised that he only got indicted? What is it called? Indicted or found guilty? What is the word? He was found guilty on 2 of the 5 charges, and the 2 charges that he was found guilty on were the lesser charges, the Mann Act, which is transporting people across state lines, foreign or state lines, for the purposes of prostitution. That's what the Mann Act is. Listen, this is what's so crazy. This is what's so crazy. Did y'all know? Listen, you know I had to go to Google for this because we be learning. We be learning as we go. Okay. I went to the Google and I was like, what the hell? The Mann Act, he got found guilty of the White Slave Traffic Act. Did y'all know that's what it was called? The Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act, is a United States federal law that prohibits the interstate or foreign transportation of individuals for the purpose of prostitution or other immoral sexual activity. It was initially enacted in 1910, but to stop, black men from going across state lines with white women. That's what it was. Remember, y'all, that's what it was enacted for. But they did changed it since then because now they want to aim it towards human trafficking. But the crazy thing is they separated the Mann Act from the trafficking, the sex trafficking, because he was apparently found not guilty of trafficking Jane Doe and Cassie because they were in relationships, and people feel like he was overcharged and those were domestic situations and blah 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 blah. And we know everybody is outraged over the video. But listen, if he had been doing it to some black women, I mean some blackity black women, because those women weren't black. I'm just saying they wasn't black. But if he had been doing it to some black women, would we be here? Would we be here today? I don't know. I'm really questioning everything that I know now. Cause I'm like, when I read that, I was like, what the hell? And then the RICO charges. We was talking about this on Patreon earlier too. And then the RICO charges. Now, the RICO charges that said drug distribution. Okay, let's talk about drug distribution because I brought up this analogy over there on Patreon earlier. If you go outside and you smoke a blunt with your cousin Ray Ray, and you pass the blunt to Ray Ray, y'all passing the blunt around. Are you a drug trafficker? Are you a drug? Like, what is that? Like, if you give somebody one of your painkillers, okay, because they got a headache, okay, your prescribed painkillers are you now distributing drugs? Is that what it is now? So it's a real slippery slope on this situation. And I ain't no Diddy fan. I'm just letting you know I feel like Diddy is trash. Everything they said Diddy did, he did. Okay. All the stuff he said. But y'all don't feel like they use the media to concoct all these different stories. And now we sitting here like, wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. Where is the gimme gotcha? Wait, what happened to the midgets and the minors? Okay, what happened to all of the celebrities that was all on the tape? What happened to the politicians? What happened to the tape they said TD Jakes was on? What happened? What happened to all those things that they said he did? What happened to all of that? Why didn't the prosecution bring all that up? We got two victims. Two. And those two victims were his girlfriends. And and they were benefiting from his wealth. Like, listen, y'all can talk about Cassie all y'all want to. Y'all can say he beat up Cassie, he did this, Cassie, he blah, 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 blah. But Cassie was there. Cassie stayed. Cassie was benefiting from the gifts, the wealth, the this, until she couldn't no more. And then she left and he left her alone. Okay. She left and he left her alone. Okay. And then he got Jane Doe and Gina and whoever else. And so my thing is now that he got all of the white adjacent women over there. He got all of the white adjacent women that he doing freak offs with. So what? Now he in trouble. Okay, now he in trouble. Cassidy went over there and married that white man. She didn't turn white because remember she was with Diddy. Y'all thought she was black, but she wasn't. Okay, because she was biracial. She can go. She like colorist Claudia. She can go back and forth. She can be white today, black tomorrow, Hispanic yesterday, Polynesian tomorrow, Korean last week. And so it's like now that she white, now he gets charged with the White Slave Traffic Act. I am so confused. Okay, I just don't know. I just don't know. Okay, and so now that we have gone through the trial, everybody done watched everybody make all this money on the Diddy trial. You saying ambiguous? That no, it's not ambiguous. And it's not ambiguous if your mama is not black. It's not ambiguous if your mama ain't black. I'm just letting you know it's biracial, but I'm digressing. But I'm just saying, like now that we've gone through the trial, we've watched everything, we've heard all the witnesses, we've seen all of the evidence, we've heard about all the freak offs, we heard about all of the we heard about all these men. What about all the men, the male escorts? Now, listen, I'm girl power all day, every day. And if it was a whole bunch of female escorts, do you think they would have put all of their pictures all online like that for the world to see? How we know that some of these men didn't want their privacy protected? How do we know that the Punisher wanted everybody to know that his tellywhacker didn't work no more? How do we know that? They put all them men's pictures on the internet, put them on blast. What if they was working at the library now? The sex trade days is over. Okay. They put all that stuff out. I'm like, did they get immunity? Like, what was going on? Then they keep saying that it's more people involved in the RICO. Where they at? Where are they? I want to know where the rest of the people are. These are things that I question. I mean, I may be totally wrong. I may be totally ignorant of the law. I just won't know. You said Cassie is like a fourth black. I mean, I'm just saying that's why he was found guilty of the White Slave Traffic Act. Okay, the White Slave Traffic Act. Yeah, listen. pay attention. Y'all know I always say my audience is one of the smartest audience here. Okay, we listen, we read, we research. We don't just give what is take what is given to us. Like we look a little bit deeper. So then we got the drug trafficking and the drug distribution. I'm still questioning that. I'm still questioning that because I told my mama, she gave me a Xanax one time. I said, you might go to jail. That she probably at home right now. Don't be telling nobody I did that. Don't tell nobody I gave you a Xanax. Now you know your mama might have gave you a Xanax one time too, or your mama might have gave you a painkiller that she had left over because you had a headache or something. Your mama might have gave you a sleeping aid because you couldn't sleep or something. But at the end of the day, mama got all the drugs. Okay, mama is the drug distributor. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out would she be in the RICO? I'm just saying, would she be in the RICO? This is a mess. Like all the charges, all the lawyers who said that he was overcharged, I certainly agree with each and every one of them. There were some lawyers that didn't agree with that he was overcharged. There were some people that were triggered because they had been, in domestic violence situations, and the whole thing was triggering to them. But this wasn't a domestic violence case. It wasn't. But anyway, now y'all want to free Tory Lane. I don't want to free nobody. I hope everybody go to jail. How about that? How about you go to jail too? Okay. How about you go to jail too? When you fly your girlfriend in next week and y'all have sex and you buy her dinner, how about you go to jail for the Man Act? I hope you dating a biracial girl who you fly into town and y'all have sex and you buy her something. How about everybody go to jail? How about we go to jail for for taking a toke of that weed, okay, behind our house? How about we all go to jail? Ray Ray and Peanut and them, they gonna all go to jail for drug distribution because they had one joint that they passed around to four of their friends. They is trafficking. I mean, they is distributing drugs, even though they friend didn't have to pay. They was sharing the blood. Okay. How about we all do that? That's why I say it's a slippery slope because these laws are too far reaching. Like at the end of the day, we already was arguing about women and women's rights and having body autonomy over our own bodies, but now it's like we can't do nothing. I don't understand just because we can't do nothing. I ain't gonna even go where I was about to go, but we can't do nothing. But meanwhile, why is it now I'm about to talk about y'all black folks? Why is it that you black people are out here celebrating Diddy being, well, he ain't free, but being, is it acquitted? I don't even know what word to use because hold on. These people was out here on the day in front of the courthouse doing this. Shout out to TMZ for capturing this. And it looked like Ding Dong was right there in the middle. Hold on. TMZ said we got a staple of a freak off outside of the courthouse. Not the freak off out. They having freak offs outside. See, now Diddy need to go ahead and trademark freak off. This is just bad, real bad Michael Jackson. Okay. He gonna have a song called Freak Off next month. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's listen. Look at these fools. Just got oil everywhere. Just stank, just greasy. You have grease all on the drawers, grease all on the jackets, grease all on the shirts. Them grease stains ain't gonna come out. I'm just saying. Let's get them. What the heck? This what y'all be doing? Then that lady took. Oh Lord, that lady had took her shirt off. Oh Lord. Oh, it's blurred. That lady had took her shirt off. I'm not gonna show that. That lady took her shirt off and she started being sprayed with oil. This is a mess. Somebody said it's not really about Diddy. It's about decades of trauma, injustice, and public lynches. Okay, so now we back on the OJ trial. Now we back on free OJ because we know he KILLD the Caucasians, but we want him free because people been it suffered injustices in the justice system. Is that what it is? It's feeling that way. It's feeling like OJ 2.0. I don't know. But Diddy's attorneys are very happy. Whatever, I don't know what's going to happen because the judge denied bond today, bail. He said that he didn't feel. I don't know if Diddy is a flight risk or not, but he has all the money. He wants to go back to Miami. Everybody thought he was going to be at the 4th of July cookout, but apparently the judge put a halt to that. Said no, he is not going to allow him out on bail. And you know what? I kind of thought maybe that was because he might be getting out on time served. And why let him out now and then come back for sentencing and then, be like, oh, you got a month left on this sentence. So it's interesting to hear that they denied bail. Now, the attorneys, here's what Diddy's attorneys were very happy. For whatever reason, they was very happy. And what people didn't tell y'all, and what I didn't hear, and I heard later, was that when Diddy's attorneys did closing arguments, they had got like a standing ovation. It's like, why we didn't hear that from the people? Why the people didn't tell us that? The people thought that their cross examinations and everything was so great that they deserved standing ovations. And then they was chanting "Dream Team" in the courtroom. Hold on, here is all of his whole team. Look at all the people. Hold on, let's listen.
Thank you all for being patient.
Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer in Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for what? Fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We are researching. All right. Okay. Hold on.
Am I speaking loud enough? You all can hear me okay? All right. Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. You saw that the Southern District of New York prosecutors came at him with all that they had. They're not stopping, but one thing stands between all of us and a prison, and that is a jury of 12 citizens. And we had a wonderful jury.
Now, so all the people who got mad about him being found not guilty, blame the jury. The jury was unanimous on those charges now.
Listen to every word, and they got the situation right, or certainly right enough. They acquitted him of the sex trafficking, which he was absolutely innocent of. They acquitted him of the racketeering conspiracy that he was absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was innocent of that. The arson, he was innocent of that. The obstructing justice, he was innocent of that. And that is no longer just me saying that. That is the verdict of our jury. So
why y'all say the jury dumb? They chose the jury. The prosecution chose who they wanted to choose. The defense chose who they wanted to choose. They said there was some very intelligent people on that jury. I don't know. Why y'all saying the jury dumb? Now you mad at the jury? Just wait until you get on trial and you need a jury of 12 people, 12 of your peers. Okay. You hope that they are decide in your favor.
So today is a great day. Today is a win. Today is a victory of all victories for Sean Combs and our legal team. And I want to say one thing. There are very few people around whom a legal team could coalesce and become one. And Sean.
No, they weren't all men. I think it was 2 women on the jury. I have to look up the stats again, but they were mostly white men. But yeah, and it was an Asian man and a Hispanic man, and then 2 women.
Combs is that person, and we are all blessed to be part of it. And I am now done speaking to you, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Garagos.
All right. I first want to thank my client, Sean Combs, for trusting.
Thank you. Somebody said 4 women. Thank you. I can't count. It's 12 of them there, so it's 4 women, and the rest were men.
Us, myself, and everybody here, this incredible dream team that he put together. Without him, we would not have been able to do this. He is incredible, and I want to thank him. I want to thank the jury for putting such great care into this case. They came early every single day, and I want to thank them, as I said in my opening, standing between all of us and the drastic consequences of the criminal convictions of sex trafficking and RICO is a jury of our peers. And I thank them. I want to thank the judge, and I want to thank, despite the terrible conditions at the MDC, I want to thank the good people who worked there, who ensured that we had sufficient amount of time to prepare for trial. It is extremely difficult to prepare for a federal.
And that's what I said outside the box. They didn't prosecute him for a lot of what he actually did because nobody went to the police. No, there were no charges against him on the state level. Most of what he did do were state charges, and it seems like, again, like a lot of people were saying, this was overreach by the feds because they basically built all of these charges based on all of these civil cases that were filed against him. And a lot of these civil cases, we don't even know if they got married, because remember, Tyrone Blackburn is responsible for some of them. Tony Busby is responsible for some of them, and some of these attorneys have been known to create these fabulous stories to get these billionaires to settle. And not saying that they didn't do a lot of this stuff, but a lot of it is fictitious.
Case in the conditions at the MDC, and they did everything they could to make that happen. I want to thank them. I also have been saying this since the beginning of this case. Sean Combs has not sexually assaulted anybody. I've been saying this for months. We've said it with each lawsuit that came out, and today that was proven true. The media got it wrong about Sean Combs every single day for nearly 2 years. I ask that for every time you guys see a civil lawsuit, criminal complaints or criminal indictments, you actually take a look and analyze these and see whether or not these are actually going to stand up in a court of law, because today they did not. He has not sexually assaulted anybody, certainly hasn't sex trafficked anybody, and the jury found that today. Thank you.
Again, y'all can talk about the DV, the domestic situation all you want, but as far as forcing those acts on those women, I don't know. Clearly the evidence that the jury heard, that 12 jury people heard, didn't feel like that's what happened. We weren't on the jury. We didn't hear every minute detail. We didn't see, the faces of the victims as they spoke. So, they have some insight that we don't.
I am now going to pass this over to Mr. Steele.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank the ladies and gentlemen to my right and my left. There is not a better group of honest and ethical, hardworking, and zealous lawyers, and I especially wish to thank Mark and Tenny for allowing me and everyone else to come together. On behalf of my family, myself, I wish to thank you all for being here and writing truthfully about a man wrongly charged with most of the crimes, and that we all must remember that allegations are nothing. And I like to thank.
Can we stop getting in our feelings though? Like, y'all saying Diddy is a demon, you wish he would have gotten life. Like, I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish nobody life in prison now. Did he do horrible things? Did he, like, the man, it's people that have got, y'all didn't say that about George Zimmerman. He walking around free. So I don't know. That's why I didn't even review the case every day, because I knew some of y'all was just gonna get so triggered with the whole situation with Cassie and the domestic violence and all of that y'all kind of blurred everybody's vision. And I feel like that's what the prosecutors wanted.
Thanks, Sean, for letting me be here. Thank you all. God bless you.
What did your client want to say when he reached his
Thankfully, in our country, we have a right to a jury trial. And thankfully, Mr. Combs took that right. He actually battled for his freedom, for his innocence. He did it. And a lot of times, people are too afraid to do it. And he did it, and we're so happy that he did. We're proud of him. We are completely honored that he put his faith and his trust in us to fight for him. Today is a major win to show what the system can do. We appreciate and we're so thankful to the jury. Thank you to the court. Thank you, New York. It's been a pleasure being here and fighting in your district. Thank you so much. And listen, we appreciate the media. We do. There was a lot of reporting on the accusations. There was a lot of reporting on the indictment. Please report just as vigorously on the acquittal of these counts, please, because that's also the right thing to do. Thank you.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? I bet you won't hear a lot of these bloggers, a lot of these people that was out in court every day, a lot of these people that was bringing up, look, the Jay-Z's names and Usher's names and Farnsworth Bentley's names and all these people. You're not going to hear them backtrack. No, 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 no. Like I always tell you, once they got your click, they ain't giving it back, okay? This is what I'm talking about when I say the whole groupthink thing is dangerous, because when it gets to a point where everybody is carrying spears and they tiki torches and going after one person based off of all of these tall tales that were not proven, that they didn't even bring up in court, it's a wrap. Like, the media tried and convicted him, and I just didn't like that.
Thank you.
Oh, sure. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, first of all, I want to thank this wonderful team behind me. I am so happy that they allowed me to join it. I would like to say that I've done a lot of trials, but this is probably the most special one to me. And most important, I want everyone to know the job is not done yet. We're not finished. The job is not done yet. And so I want to, again, thank Mark, Tenny, and the rest of these wonderful lawyers behind us. They did a fantastic job. And like those before me have said, our system, the jury system, is important. We need good people to serve on juries. We need good people to come and say a person is not guilty. Take that courage to do that. It's okay. We want you to serve on juries. This particular jury was a special jury. It was fantastic. It listened. It paid attention. It put the nonsense to the side. It put the distractions to the side and came to a lawfully good, just conclusion. Juries are important. Juries are important. But more important than that, I think, is people wanting to be on juries. So for all of you all listening, for all you out there in the public, please accept the call, become a juror, and do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so funny.
Yeah.
And keep going.
It is such a privilege to be a part of this legal team, this amazing.
I mean, if you was a billionaire, wouldn't you spend all your money on getting off? Wouldn't you spend all your money on a group of high profile attorneys? I know I would. Listen, I'm not saving my money for nothing. I can make more. Okay, just get me out of jail.
Legal team and to represent Sean Combs. And this is a reminder to everyone.
Well, they're happy because he doesn't face life anymore. The RICO charge carried a maximum of life in prison. So yeah, they're happy because he was acquitted of most of the charges, the biggest charges. Now, the Mann Act, like I told you before, we've already read it, the White Slave Traffic Act, enacted in 1910. It's a little bit less of a headache. So I don't know what the judge will decide, what the sentencing will be. It carries a maximum of 10 years on each charge. So who knows? That's the maximum. That's not the minimum.
I hope, about the flaws in the criminal justice system, and for everyone to take a second look when the government charges people with crimes, and especially when the Southern District of New York does here. And so
how much y'all think he gonna get? Put in the chat.
I hope everyone takes that seriously, and we take this as an enormous victory and win. This is a huge win. He was acquitted of sex trafficking, acquitted of RICO conspiracy, and he will be able to sleep well at night knowing that. Okay, thank you to everyone. I appreciate you. What do you think about the bail?
Jason.
Nikki B, what you had said, where is that? And like we said, we looked to see the history, the context of the Mann Act and how it started, and all started about black men dating white women and taking them across state lines. That's when it started. So
Guys, can any of you share what your
Awesome. Get up there.
Well, I want to start just by thanking my family and the families of each of the lawyers here for giving us the space and the time to serve Sean and to fight for Sean. I want to thank the court for giving us a fair fight. And you see what happens when you have a good defense team come together in front of a court that gives the defense team a fair fight. And finally, I just want to thank Sean for giving me the honor and the privilege of serving him. Thank you.
I feel like there's not a lot more that I can say because of these wonderful people have really said all there is to say, but I do want to thank Sean for the privilege of this opportunity to help him clear his name after all, with the Southern District coming after him, guns blazing. It really is a testament to the fact that when you get a fair trial and a jury of your peers listens to the evidence, they will do the right thing. And I just want to say again how proud I am to be part of this team and to have helped Sean get a just verdict.
Somebody in the chat said this gonna tell a lot of men they can whoop ass. How is this gonna tell? That is not what he was on trial for. He wasn't on trial for whooping ass. I don't understand what y'all not getting. I understand that y'all have gotten y'all ass whooped in the past, but this ain't got nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, it really doesn't.
Verdict.
Are you going to reveal the minute? Guys, can anyone share what Mr. Combs wanted to say in court when he raised his hand during the bail hearing? Does anyone know? No.
Can you talk about the bail decision and the judge using defense's own
So
words during trial about violence?
I'm not going to talk about the bail decision because it's still a pending unresolved matter. And I don't think we're going to take any more questions. I want to thank you all. You guys have been so diligent and dedicated. I pass you guys in the rain. I walk by you in the sun, and you're all out here every day. I just want to thank you. But I don't think we're going to take any questions.
Can you take us through the ups and downs of the day, though? Because Mr. Combs got acquittals on the major charges. Maybe thought he could go home tonight, and then was told he couldn't.
So a lot of these things are still in process. I mean, the one thing I'm going to leave you with this: we are not nearly done fighting. We are just getting started. To win this and to defeat the prosecutors from the Southern District of New York takes effort from beginning to end. Today was a major step in the right direction, but we fight on and we're going to win, and we're not going to stop until he walks out of prison a free man to his family. Thank you all for coming.
Man, if I ever get in trouble, I need me a dream team, about 10 attorneys. Okay, I spend my whole life savings and yours too, trying to get me out. Trying to get me out, honey. Get me out of jail. Meanwhile, we got 50 Cent over there. I love me some 50 Cent for whatever reason. I hate him, but I love him. I love him because he crazy as shit, and I just love the mess. But 50 Cent about as crazy as Diddy. But you remember 50 Cent said he was gonna do his documentary and all that. Was he trolling? Was 50 trolling us? Because now 50 laughing, 50 having him a good old time, honey. 50 said 50 said Diddy beat the RICO, honey. That boy beat that boy a bad man, honey, with the clapping emojis. He like the gay John Gotti. And I'm like, yes, 50, he beat the RICO. I guess he gonna get t-shirts. Diddy beat the RICO. Remember, 50 is the one who started the Diddy did it, okay? And everybody was like, 50 was feeling some kind of way because it was his baby mama, okay? It was the case is over. I can say it. Can I say it? 50 was in his feelings because his baby mama was involved, okay? And, people are still saying, 50 in the chat. Now, everybody in the page. Now he said, get the F off my page. Talk about I'm supposed to be scared of the gay Teflon done. So he gonna continuously call Diddy gay from here to eternity. Now that we know the details of the freak off, listen, it's all bets are off, honey, for 50 and Diddy and everybody else. Now, meanwhile, TMZ was messy as hell. TMZ was messy as hell the other day, and this was during the trial. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna move on to my Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. Okay, Hold on. My person ain't okay. Hold on. My person ain't called in it. Hold on. So what is it? Okay. So TMZ. Child, not the exotic dancer is now speaking on the verdict. We don't care what he got to say. Ray J speaking on the verdict. Ray J said Diddy should have been not guilty on all the counts. Okay, Ray J. Who else is speaking on the verdict? Joe Tacopina said the prosecutor's case was bogus from the jump. I knew it wasn't Rico. Now everybody say, I knew this wasn't Rico. I knew it wasn't Rico. Boosie Badass saying he happy Diddy beat the feds. If he was white, this wouldn't have even been a case. Oh, I want to hear what Boosie got to say because he's so entertaining. But I'm gonna show you this other thing in a second.
That did it free, bro. The reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. And I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this shit for people, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this shit for hip hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man losing his life behind a relationship, and people always Boosie was on Diddy's side. Nah, it ain't that. It's because I'm thinking about seven children. Y'all thinking about one person. I'm thinking about these 7 kids who been in my kids' position. Not knowing if your daddy gonna come home or not is a burden on the child. So all y'all was like, no, I'm thinking about them damn children, man. So man, I'm glad he free, bro. Like I've been said, I don't feel he was guilty of nothing, nothing but domestic violence, you know. But the court spoke, man, and
Okay, the court spoke. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to get to what I was trying to find. Lord, where is it? TMZ was being messy. Hold on. I'm gonna show you when they was being messy. I showed this to my Patreon earlier, and the judge was really strict on protecting the identity of the victims who were anonymous, right? And TMZ posted this. I wonder why they get sanctioned. Well, I guess because we didn't know if she was a part. They didn't say she was a part of the case or not. But hold on, where is it? They didn't posted so many. Like this video, please, and thank you. Like this video. I'm gonna show you this picture, and then I'm gonna move on to this housewives tea. Where is it? She was getting gas. Yeah. They said she was getting gas and minding her business. There she is right there. 50 Cent baby mama, child. But instead of calling her 50 Cent baby mama, they said Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Daphne Joy, is living in a whole different reality. While he faces the heat in his federal criminal trial, she's out pumping gas in her luxury whip. Okay. And it's like, oh, they so messy. They is so messy. And so they were showing, and listen, she probably called them. Ain't no telling. Listen, she getting more clicks to her OnlyFans than she ever got. So she might as well. So she posted that. She posted all of this. Then they said Carisha posted something as well. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about the Diddy. Okay. I'm not saying free Diddy, but at the end of the day, it's over. We'll see when he will get sentenced. I guess he will be in confinement during the 4th of July holidays. I assume. Now, like this video, please, and thank you. Like this video. Hold on. So just yesterday or the day before, I was talking about, this saga between Phaedra. Where is Phaedra? We was talking about Phaedra. We was talking about Angela Oakley. We was talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 finale and how it was a storyline straight out of Tubi. Okay, like where did these guys come from? They came to the Williams Sonoma event with Kelli. Then they ended up at the gala with Angela Oakley, and then Charles was trying to put them out, and then Angela was trying to make them stay, and then the Marcus was telling Phaedra she was the godfather, and then it was just so much going on, and I was like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe Phaedra met that man at Phipps Plaza with an envelope to come to us with the BS. Okay. Even Porsha said she didn't believe it. She felt like Angela set herself up. And then Phaedra went on Watch What Happens Live and said she don't know where it's coming from. She ain't got nothing to do with it. She ain't been back for 10 days. She was like, how am I in it? Like what? Like she was just like Nene. She said, wait a minute. Now, why am I in it? I can't even find the damn. I'm trying to do stuff. Hold on.
Now,
Now,
why am I in it?
And you could have did
Now,
it.
see how I
yourself.
get thrown
did
in
because you
stuff?
never
I ain't even did
apologized.
Phaedra's like, see how I get thrown in stuff? I ain't even do nothing. So we watched Alex Hines, who was an associate of Marcus, tell his truth. We watched all 3 of his story times over there on the TikToks. Okay, we sat here, we waited for part 4. Part 4 didn't drop. Then Alex called us on the line the other day. Okay, Alex. I was mad at Alex because Alex didn't give me no tea on the air. Okay, I said, Alex, you want to tell me offline? Alex said, yeah, I'll tell you offline. And so then me and Alex, we met up offline and I got me some tea. But anyway, before I did that, Alex dropped part 4 of his story time. And we're gonna listen to part 4. And y'all gonna tell me if any of this makes sense because I got even more tea. I got even more tea. Hold on. Like this video, please, and thank you. Y'all go follow Alexander M. Hines over on the TikToks. Okay. He got the whole storyline of what went down. He got receipts and everything. So here is part 4. We're gonna look at part 4. And then we're gonna break some other stuff down because Angela Oakley reached out to me as well and provided some more receipts. Okay, now let's listen.
Go with part 4, and I'm going to try to wrap all of this up in part 4. However, I want to start off by giving a special thank you to the GO, who has been super critical of me this last week, saying that I'm a liar and calling me out on all of these things. But I appreciate this post that he posted tonight.
Shared that got everyone so wet and wild was this partial screenshot of his DMs with Angela. But oddly enough, Alex, you didn't want to share the full thread for whatever reason, but
my phone number was in it.
So Alex then goes on to message Angela after saying, did
See,
you
this is what's so messy. Like, I ain't gonna even say it. But anyway, this is what's so messy. I don't know this person who is regurgitating this tea, but I do know that Angela sent them some of this tea, and I was in my feelings because I'm like, Angela was reaching out to me saying that this tea was available. Angela tried to send me the tea on the Twitters, and then I'm like, well, Angela, this I can't download this from the Twitter. She sent me like a link to some file on her computer. It didn't make sense. So when she reached out to me again, she sends me this guy's Instagram. I mean TikTok. And I'm like, I don't use other people's stuff. I don't know. If you're gonna send it to me, send it to me. But I showed you the receipts about that the other day, but I'll show it again. But listen.
Did you send the guy in the white Mercedes SUV to my job to intimidate my boss? And you can pause to read the purple bubble is Angela. Alex says, my boss said that the guy said he was hired by you and Charles to say that Charles was in the restaurant both times with his daughters. Angela responds, what? That doesn't even make sense. Then Alex says, so is it a lie? You see, Angela says, y'all at least need to get the lie together. Please, this is crazy. Alex says, that's the thing. It's not a lie. And I'm not accusing you of anything. What I know is someone was hired to come to the...
So boom, Angela, I asked you flat out, did you send the guy in the Mercedes to my job to intimidate my boss? You said, excuse me, who, what, where? I don't know what you're talking about. But then on the episode, you said you got some people who don't play about you. I believe that was your words. I quote, I got some people who don't play about me.
The thing about that is I did my own research to find out who plays about me. And because I have people who do not play about me, or my husband, they decided to pay them a visit.
So you sent some people to see about us. So you knew exactly what I was talking about when I flat out asked you, did you send this guy to our restaurant to threaten us and rough us up to get us to change the story and say that Charles was in the restaurant with his daughters? But anyways, back to part 4. So as I was saying, at this point, Phaedra has invited me. Angela has invited Marcus through Drew. And it's the Friday of the gala, and we are all there. So boom, we're at the gala, and it is a long night for me because I get there at 6. And then the actual event and ceremony and them honoring people lasted for what felt like an eternity, but I think it was probably about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It just went on for a while. They thanked and honored about 15 to 27 people that y'all didn't see outside of Porsha and the Meals on Wheels lady. So at some point before it ends, I step out, go outside, and then an altercation ensues between me and Charles Oakley, and he has me thrown out by security. Security is escorting me out. As I'm being escorted out, someone from production, for the first time in my experience in this whole thing, acknowledges me and stops, and it's pretty much like, hey, he's a part of the storyline. We'll handle this. That guy from production walks away. Security walks away. I'm standing down there, just pretty much told to wait. So I'm sitting down there for about 25, 30 minutes. I'm over it at this point. It's probably going on about 10:30. And I'm like, all right, I'm going back upstairs to be like, look, I got to get out of here. So as I get up to the top of the stairs and I'm rounding the corner, none other than the Angela Oakley is rounding the other corner of the ballroom. And we are now walking towards each other. So she points all the way across, you get over here. And gladly. So as I walk over to her and follow her over, it is this scene that you guys didn't see in the episode where all of the women are sitting down on the sofa in the ballroom, where Angela was there standing, Drew was there standing, Marcus was there telling whatever he was telling. And she was like, tell them right now that Phaedra sent y'all. And I go, no, Phaedra didn't. I said, you two, and did this finger motion pointing to her and Drew, and was basically like, the two of you told me to say it was Phaedra. Drew then, of course, chimes in, I don't know you. I've never met you a day in my life. She calls it acting. We call it lying, whatever. But Angela at that point then kind of starts to like,
Y'all not catching all these receipts he's subtly dropping in here. He's like literally dropping screenshots, screen grabs, everything, and everything lines up so far. Okay, let's listen.
Spiral, and she gets upset and she is just getting angry, and then at this point she's like threatening and just getting real nasty. I mean, she's just getting real nasty at this point.
Thank you, love my kid.
And she's like, why would I do this? And I was like, I don't know. You wanted to have a moment with Phaedra. I don't know. So then I also want to mention, in this moment of her spiraling and being angry, this was then the only other time production steps in. And this is kind of what causes me to just be like, let me get out of here. In the heat of Angela being upset and angry and going off, she goes to start threatening people, threatening to have me fucked up, again, referring to those people she got that don't play about her, threatening Marcus. Then she makes some really disgusting comments about my marriage being fake. And then she calls me a fucking faggot. And that's when the production was like, Angela, you got to chill out. They stopped cameras. They're like, hey, you can't talk like this. And in the midst of all of this craziness,
there goes my monetization.
I'm like, I got to get out. But again, I don't want to get in my feelings on that because I spiraled out about that on the internet last year in real time. You guys can go and find all of that because it's still out there because the internet never dies. So that's it. There you have it. That was the end of the gala because at that point I'm gone. Crashed out on the internet. It's over. But I do want to say, I want to give it up to Angela because Angela came on this season. Angela killed the season and she held her head high and wore that crown of, the best newbie with such grace and elegance and just came off as just so honest and transparent. But meanwhile, behind the scenes, Angela was running this whole thing like Suge Knight. But however, the part that's disappointing me the most is that soon as I start telling the truth and call you out for the truth, you and your PR team resort back to your day one tactics of bullying people and holding things over people's head and paying off your payola bloggers to go back to pushing this narrative about Marcus's past. And that's not cool. So, as I've said, you've got all your conversations, I've got all of the conversations, and we can put them all out there. I'm fine with that. But what I'm not fine with is you sitting here trying to use somebody's past to strong arm them into saying or going along with whatever it is because you want to deflect from what's going on. So let's just be honest.
Ooh.
Because we all have a past. So
Receipt.
it's just not fair.
Ooh. And you know they got that from me. The FINRA document. Ooh. Not Charles Oakley PPP. Ooh. Ooh. Not fined $1,214.
Allegedly. Okay. So here we go with part.
Alex then. Alex.
Hello.
Alex.
Hello. How are you?
You have been spilling tea all day long.
I don't call it tea. It's just literally just the truth of what happened.
I'm talking about our tea party.
Oh well, yeah. I mean that all of that was tea, but that
I got even more tea that I can't even say. Like it's just so much. I was just like, oh my God, it's just so much. This me and Alex today. I still got on same clothes. He didn't change.
Yes.
So
I wasn't expecting to work.
Looking like a superstar, honey. He was out in these streets today, honey. They had me out drinking and stuff. Alex, for real though. I am just so torn because as I said to you earlier, and I'm saying this publicly for the first time, well, maybe the second time, because I said it on Patreon. Angela reached out to me several times after the show we did the other day. Angela reached out to me in the middle of the night. I'm like, I'm dead asleep. I'm like, what is Angela doing up at 4 a.m? And then she sent another DM at 7 a.m, and then another DM at 9 a.m. Like, I said this earlier. I said, I ain't got no man and I'm in the bed. She got a man, allegedly. Why she wasn't in the bed? Like you should have been in the bed, Angela. I'm just saying.
Well, she probably was in the bed.
Well,
he probably wasn't though.
I'm not gonna listen. I don't want to get in these people marriage. I really don't want to get in these people marriage. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get in their marriage. My only thing is the whole situation with Phaedra is kind of like Angela successfully deflected from the fact of people saying that Charles was out with another woman to who sent the people to tell me that Charles was out with another woman. And now it seems that she's going to all these bloggers. She didn't come to me first. Like she could have came to me first. I might have put my little zhuzh on it. But she went over there to the Mexican Caucasians and gave them all the receipts. But she did send me some receipts. And the receipts that she sent me that I finally looked at validated what you said.
Let me tell you, it's the truth, and that's what I just keep been yelling from the mountaintops. Like, it's just the truth. There's no way to frame the truth other than, and that's why I said I'm just telling it from my point of view. This was not to vindicate anybody. This was not to indicate that anybody did anything. But from where I sat at every part of this, this is what happened, and that's just all I was here to tell. And I mean, honestly, like I said, I was just not cool with them trying to make it look like Phaedra did this, because I would have genuinely felt bad if she lost her job behind something she didn't do, because that's just not cool. That's just not cool. So we won't go let that
in a moment of transparency, because again, I've never talked to Angela a day in my life. Oh, Why my phone recording? I've never talked to Angela a day in my life, right? Angela reached out to me on Twitter, and this is just a moment of I had never talked to Alex a day in my life until he called into the show. I like making new friends. Angela, you call me too, friend. We can go have some lunch and some oysters.
Angela, you can call me too, and then we can hash all this out.
Ooh. Okay, so I just wanted to show y'all this. Angela sent these DMs to me, okay? So this was after my show. She sent me something on Twitter with a link. That's what I was telling y'all earlier. The link didn't work because you can't cut and paste the link out of your files and put it in Twitter and think that somebody else can see it. So I couldn't see it. So I said, can you send whatever you sent on Twitter to my email address? Because she wasn't, I guess I didn't want to DM her on Twitter or whatever. So she ends up sending me that Giorgio dude's TikTok, right? So I said, where is it? Did I go too far? Because I said, don't send me. I said, don't send me that. Oh, here it is right there. I was like, can you send it to me? I don't use other people's content. Which I didn't want to use his content because I don't know him like that. So I didn't want to use his content. If you reaching out to me directly, send me the stuff directly. So then she sends me the text messages, the same text messages that you sent. And so people were saying, how do we know that those are Angela's text messages? Well, Angela sent them to me, the same exact text messages. Okay. So then I said, and then she said, I know everyone has a job to do, but these guys are an outright lie. So I'm still, again, I've never talked to Angela. I don't know who to believe at this point. Why is she reaching out to me? So then she sends me, instead of sending me the audio, she sends me the Giorgio boys YouTube link. I ain't gonna use that, but we didn't heard the audio anyway because I played a couple of days ago. Then she sends me another video, which was a screenshot from her phone of security texting her saying that they went and talked to y'all or Marcus or whoever, and they were telling her, don't worry, it'll never happen again. So I'm like, Angela, is you extorting people and like Angela strong arming the gays? Like, what is you like? I don't understand. Like, hold on, I'm about to put this video in here. Because in your text, she said, who? I don't know nobody. Like, I didn't see nobody. Who you talking about, right?
Is that what she said? When, where, why? Who said that? Who said that?
Okay. So this is from her security. Okay, this is from her phone. She sent this to me. Angela sent this to me. It has his full name up there. I guess she is Green her. Green will be her, right?
I don't know. Is that an Android? No, it's an iPhone. So
it's an iPhone.
Yeah,
so
that would be her. Yeah, that would be her. Yeah,
Green would be her. So she's sending it to him, to her security, his full name. He says, okay. Then she sends him a picture of Marcus, right? And then he says, bet. This sounds like the mob. This sounds like a RICO case. He says, bet. Then let me play it because she screen grabbed it. Okay, wait. It's going backwards. Okay, so it was going backwards. So she has sent the man the address, the Rum Island Bar, the Wiley and Rum Island Bar and Grill. And then he said, send me his name. She did. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'm like, why is she sending me this? Because this is like, he says bet. Then he says, not really. He's not at work today. Drove by there and went in twice. Going by there tonight. Okay. Then he sends a picture of Marcus in the restaurant. Wait, I'm not finished. Then he said, I just finished talking with him. You don't have to worry. It will never happen again. And then she goes, who sent him? And then this is according to her. This is what she sent me. And I'm questioning this down here because this looked like a little cut and paste. No shade. It looked like cut and paste. You see this? It says he said he was talking to the producer and was asked, why is that Bolden? Did you know anything about you? He said he was talking to the producer, and so it looked like she cut and pasted twice. You see that?
Because she probably was editing something, much like the voice recording that she released earlier that had the long pause in it that was clearly edited as well. So, and then again, it's just if I was just some crazed person making all of this up, if that's all that this was, why would you be giving so much life to this? And I keep and like when she and her daughter and her stan pages keep tweeting me online too, I keep saying that you guys, if this is nothing, just if y'all stop talking about it, nobody's checking for it. But for whatever reason, it just, wise woman once said, a hit dog will holler.
She has continued to reach out. She has sent me a DM early in the morning. Again, I was sleep because I be sleep early in the morning. I get up at noon. And I had rolled up because I heard the phone buzz and I had rolled over and I saw it pop up. And you know how you see certain names pop up? A lot of times I'll just screenshot it just in case, because they'll go back and delete it.
Okay.
So I screenshotted it. Hold on, let me send this to myself because I gotta show
Gotta be
y'all.
careful. Gotta be careful.
Mm-hmm. Cause I don't lie. I don't even know this lady.
And see, when you don't lie, it's really easy to just be able to tell your story because even when people send their receipts, it still backs up the truth.
Wait a minute, I said too much stuff. Hold on. I'm sending all the pictures all over again. Okay, there it is. MacBook. And okay. So I screenshot this morning. And y'all can decipher it however y'all want to decipher it, child. Because I don't know what I listen. I'm just here. My name West. I ain't in the mess, but I guess I am. She sent that to me early this morning, and it says, "I don't know if you're going to make adjustments. I just always knew you wanted the full story. I got played. Rookie mistake." So I don't know what that means. I can't decipher it because we've never had a conversation. I've never said, "Hey, give me the whole story." I never said nothing. Like every single time she sent me something, I didn't even respond. She just kept sending me stuff overnight at 4 in the morning, at 7 in the morning, and so it's giving. Angela is protesting too much, and I understand it's her marriage. It's she's trying to protect her husband's image, whatever it is. But it probably would have looked better if she just provided receipts that Charles was out of town or Charles wasn't here on that day or whatever, and been done with it. Why does she care so much about who sent you as opposed to?
And like I said, to me, it just seems like it was just deflection. And in the part that really also frustrated me, which I said, in the story time was like, I didn't come for Angela's marriage. And I feel like that's probably why I got edited out. When we were in the coffee shop, I was like, look, I'm not here to say he cheating. Black men don't cheat. I didn't see him cheated. The optics of the situation did not look good if he is indeed married to someone else. I didn't see them. There was no PDA, but they sat on the same side of the booth. They ate off of each other's plates. They were really engaged in each other's company. It was just giving date night energy. And this is exactly what I told her then. That's the same thing. I'm not sticking to a story because it's just the truth. So it's like, if that was his daughter, cool. If that was his daughter, cool. But
we haven't even seen the reunion. We don't even know what's gonna happen. We don't know nothing. Only thing I know is that Marcus retracted his story. He then went the public and said it was not Phaedra, right? We read those text messages. If I could pull that up. Child, it's all over the place.
We don't know Phaedra. He don't know Phaedra.
He don't know Phaedra? He never met Phaedra?
He ain't. Well, I won't say he never met Phaedra, but he don't know Phaedra. Oh, now, if he met her, it was like in passing on a street corner somewhere.
Oh, God. Everybody's teeth falling out the sky, child. Not Kelli with an unpaid bill, child. Why is they doing this to these girls? Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. We got all this Diddy tea popping up. Let me scroll down. Here it is. Now, this is Marcus, Alex's friend, who you saw, who basically said Phaedra was the father. It says, did our new favorite housewife get caught in a lie? It looks like this Phaedra Charles debacle is starting to unfold and it's not looking good for Angela. If you recall, a restaurant owner named Marcus attended an event at Kelly's where he told Angela that her husband Charles had been cheating on her and was with another woman at the restaurant. Angela and Marcus would later film a sit down. That's what you was talking about with Alex was there too and Drew. Um, where he recanted the statement and stated that Phaedra was the mastermind behind the whole thing. When Angela confronted Phaedra about it in front of the group, Phaedra genuinely seemed shocked and confused. But due to her past situation with Candy and the whole Bill Cosby drunken miss, viewers easily believed it to be true. Like everybody believed it. Well, Marcus is now on X stating that Angela blackmailed him to change his story about Charles being with a woman at his restaurant and says Phaedra was just thrown into it by Angela. You orchestrated the Phaedra lie and sent that goon to my restaurant to threaten and bully us into saying Charles was there with his daughters. Now, why would she send me the text message from her security? Was that a mistake? Did she do that on purpose?
I don't know, and that's why
What
I'm
did
just
she
like,
think that was supposed? When she say rookie mistake, is that what that meant?
maybe that's what that meant. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe that's what that is. Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So basically, was she coming clean and then she deleted the comment because she deleted that what I showed y'all. She deleted it because when I woke up and looked for it, it was gone. Angela, if you hear, you can call in. Here it is. It says Marcus admits to lying on Phaedra and Angela allegedly orchestrating it. Marcus says, so let's be honest, you blackmailed me to lie on Phaedra. Say I'm lying and I will release the entire call. And the entire call has been released. I guess. Has it?
It has. The entire call has
Okay.
been released.
Marcus said, and that finale clip, you were protecting me exactly like you said you would on the call. You invited me to the gala after Kelly's event, and you know why. You don't protect a stranger unless you have something to gain from them. Then Marcus says, Angela, you don't know me from a can of paint. Why lie? You orchestrated the Phaedra lie and sent that goon to the restaurant to threaten and bully us into saying Charles was there with his daughters. Child, and then those are the receipts that you have also shown. Now, again, the receipts that I have from the security basically saying you ain't got to worry about it. Bet, to me, that proves that there was some words, strong arming something done to shut somebody else up.
I mean, that's exactly what it
And
was.
allegedly, because Marcus's name has been drugged through the mud now since then. See, I haven't even been following the drama.
Yeah.
And he's on a registry, the S offender registry and all of that. Like all of that came out because somebody put his full name out there because everybody knew him as Marcus. And so apparently, because he changed his story and said that it wasn't Phaedra, then all of a sudden the whole registry stuff come out. This is a mess. Rookie mistake.
It is a mess. It is absolutely a mess. And like I said, it's unfortunate. And it's really sad that she pulled those tactics of trying to, use his past, I guess, discredit him or whatever it was, considering the fact that her and her husband have a past. I mean, she was stealing from her grandma. My girl. Ain't that what Shaw did to go to jail?
Funeral. We talked about the funeral.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Again, she reached out to me then on Twitter. And she said, "Oh, don't make me pull up pulling up hollers." I have never talked to Angela. Angela has been trying to control the narrative about herself, about everything. And I think her trying to control the narrative is what's making her look bad. Because
This is what makes her look bad.
Yeah,
It
you
is.
can't stop.
And if I can give her any advice, is just be honest, because it's gonna come out. And I mean, everybody has and that literally, I'm so genuine when I say everybody got a pass. Like, girl, chill out. You went on this platform. You should have known that they were going to come for every little thing. But I mean, again, I had no intentions of doing anything towards her marriage. I still to this day stand it firmly in. I don't know that Charles was cheating because they just had food. So
Here it is, Angela Oakley. Okay, right now. Hey Michelle, let me know if you need further clarification on FINRA, April 25th, 2025. That was the day after I reported about her being banned from the her insurance license or whatever it was after the whole Brit Eady situation. And then I didn't see it until late the next 4 days later. I think I must have been at my mom's and I said, "Hey, sorry, just seeing this. We can discuss anytime." And I didn't hear from her anymore. Okay. Until
yes,
June. When she hit me up at 6:40 a.m. after my live and she said, "Girl, I know you don't believe that shit." And what? And she said, "You see the file,
uh,
var, mobile, library, SMS, or like I can't do nothing with this link, right? I can't do nothing with that." And I was like, "I can't see the file. Can you send it to me on my email?" And she never read it. And that's when I went over to Instagram and started corresponding with her there. So I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not even Team Phaedra, but this is giving me setup. And because y'all know Phaedra's past, it's giving.
she was low hanging fruit.
Yeah, and I don't know if Phaedra in on it. Not
I
necessarily in on it, but if Phaedra is just like, okay, going along with it because she know she didn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
don't know. I mean, I don't
Like I
know.
said, there's a whole Tubi storyline. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's about to happen.
I
I'm
don't
sure
know either.
Angela will be back because she got to answer to this. I
Yeah,
mean, if she want to come back, maybe she'll run like Brit did. And Brit shouldn't have ran. Brit need to still be here. Okay.
I
Or
will say
maybe it's Drew.
she's not gonna run. Angela's not gonna run. I mean, it's an oak tree. Those roots are deep and strong. She gonna come back.
You want to find the shade? Look for the oak. Okay.
Look for the oak.
Okay. Drew is lying behind. Should have told her not to do. Y'all think it was Drew? I think Drew might have something to do with it. Alex, you said Angela confronted you and you told her that she told y'all to lie and say it's Phaedra. Did the cast producer hear her call you the F word?
Absolutely. It was on camera.
Everybody heard
Everybody
Tangled.
heard it.
In fact, some of the other bloggers who were there actually reported about it. Bingeworthy reported on it. I think House of Aaron reported on it as well. But I didn't know the context until now. So yeah, and they cut it out. So basically, producers protected her because again, the general public doesn't know she said the F word. And if you just go by the story, like we don't even know Alex was there. Pretty much, we saw him in the flashbacks, but we don't know that confrontation occurred. So, oh gosh, you said, "Oh no, baby, she got to go."
No, we want her to stay.
Yeah, I wanted to stay. I wanted to be held
She's good
accountable.
TV.
But the situation, I just feel like, a lot of reality stars, they say sell their marriage to the highest bidder. And what Aradine Sweeney is saying, there are issues there. To stay on the show, she's gone too far with putting her private life on Front Street. And I feel like, I don't know if I mean, the Housewives been on for 16 seasons. If she didn't know nothing else, she ought to know that this fan base digs dirt. They gonna find out what's going on. If your man is cheating, they gonna expose it. Um, I mean, that's what happens. If you're not in a stable relationship, it crumbles.
Well,
And,
and that's
and
why I feel like, there's been all the interviews she's done, and she said, they've asked her to do it so many times before. And I feel like you didn't do it before because you knew Charles was out there in them streets. So you waited till now because you thought he had finally slowed down or settled down. And I mean, because it's not like that this came out of nowhere. You see, this happened at the end of the season. These women came in episode 1 saying, "Oh, we heard about Charles." Like Charles, I don't know nothing about Charles. Charles older than my daddy. I don't know nothing about Charles.
I don't think I know about Charles. He used to kick it with Sheree, and that's all I know. And they wanted Sheree for this season, but they wouldn't pay her enough. And Angela had accepted before Sheree did, and so they got Angela, but didn't get Sheree. And so that would have been the mess. You know what I'm saying? And so I suspect that Sherelle will be back next season because she's been listed on the BravoCon thing. Hell, Britt Edie has too. So,
Well, Britt probably won't be joining.
I mean, it's wishful thinking. Who knows?
Andy, I'm available to take her spot.
Because I mean, they really did. They really did the last 2-3 episodes really did kind of redeem Britt. Like, people may have not liked her for whatever reason, because of the Kenya fiasco and all of that. And then I feel like the girls kind of ganged up on her throughout after that because everybody wanted to pick a side. And then her bestie, Kelli, because she's
Flipped
new
on her.
too, she
She
wanted
flipped
to
on her.
like separate herself from Britt because I'm new. I gotta protect my job. So she went over there to Shamia. So Britt was just on the island by herself. She couldn't do nothing right. So
I think
until
she should have
Phaedra
came back
came,
though.
and yeah,
She's a fun girl, and she's really funny.
yeah, I like Britt.
Yeah, the night at the gala, the few moments I spent with her, she seemed really fun. So,
I mean,
I wish her all the best.
She was slow to grow.
Yeah,
in the beginning because we didn't know her. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. This is a lot for anybody. And I mean, I don't think anybody can come prepared into the world of Housewives. I don't care even if you've done something else before. I mean, Housewives is literally like a gang. Like it's a lot. So I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for her, but I wish her all the best. I hope she takes off in the insurance world and open a bunch of agencies. I'm a licensed agent, so she needs an employee.
Oh, okay.
I don't work at the restaurant no more, so I do need a job.
Did you get fired because of this?
That'll be another story time.
Now I gotta follow you on TikTok.
You gotta follow me on
follow
TikTok.
me back
That'll be
either.
another story time.
Why you ain't follow me back? I want you to like my TikToks.
I thought I did. I'm sure I did.
I mess with you.
Oh.
All right, Alex. Next time, take all that white space out. We need to see all the chocolate in the frame. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like you on the laptop.
I am, and y'all know I'm big. I'm trying to hide.
Oh, you probably ain't got no shorts on.
No, I do. I got a full on jogging suit.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you for joining me. You're welcome
you for
back
having
anytime. I love the mess.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. I really enjoyed hanging out with you today.
All right, we'll do it again soon.
Definitely.
Cocktails on you.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, friend. Bye. Yeah. So that's the tea. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. You said please come back as a friend of the show. You don't know what may happen next season. Alex may be the new friend on the show, and Marcus and whoever else. Who knows? You said you rather see Britt than Shamia. Oh, okay. I'm just disappointed in Angela. I really am. I think that she could have played this better. And like she said, rookie mistake. But I don't know why she thought she could trust them bloggers over there. Okay. I'm like Wendy Williams, them girls over there. How you I don't know. And still, and who knows? She may be redeemed like Britt was redeemed. But as of today, this tangle web, I believe Alex. I mean, he may be a clout chaser. He may want his 5 minutes of fame. He may be a fan of the show. He may be all those things. But if you go listen to his story time on TikTok, I believe every word he said. The receipts receipted. Angela's receipts lined up with his receipt. And that's why I was like, why Angela send me the thing from security? Did she mean to send that? Maybe she didn't mean to send me that. I don't know. But whatever it was at the end, the part about producers, maybe she sent me that for me to know that it was production behind it. But if it's production behind it, it wasn't Phaedra, right? I don't know, child. But I believe it, and we'll see it all play out, I guess. Let me put the link in for anybody else who would like to call. Child, Mickey already back there. Mickey, how you get back there so quick? Did I even put the link out? Hey, Mickey, girl.
Hi, Michelle.
I know you be saying the link is the same from every stream. The people don't know that though.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, Michelle. Child, Angela just she's doing too much. She's doing too much, and I think she kind of low key told on herself. This is a rookie mistake. She thought that if
She
I
had
get,
to. Why she deleted?
she deleted your DM.
Yes, I told you it popped up and I
Oh, okay.
screenshotted.
Okay.
While
Yeah.
because I was in the bed and I didn't want to
Yeah.
like, yeah, I didn't want to look like I had opened it.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
screenshotted, but then when I woke up and I went to look for it, it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she was. Listen, at the end of the day, if nothing happened and if it was a lie, you can just be like, listen, he wasn't even in town. I mean, she did say on the show, oh, he was like coaching the big three or whatever. You could have just left it at that. But she went out of her way to cover up the fact that he maybe was on an actual date with somebody. And, she got caught up in this very sticky situation.
I
And,
think the problem arose when she sent security to the restaurant to confront them. Like when you going that far to send somebody to somebody's place of business to
yeah,
ask about, what you know about my husband, and you better not say nothing else, and all of that,
yeah,
or else, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets into real sticky territory now. I mean,
yeah,
I know she, was saying talking about cease and desist and this, but at the end of the day, eh, you the one that got a lot to lose allegedly if your husband still has money, and so like you wouldn't want anybody to say that you tried to extort them to exchange, to change their story,
yeah,
and then the fact of we can like look at the paper trail of once his name came out and then those things came out about his past and all of that stuff. eh, I don't know.
doing way too much. She's meeting up with them. She's recording phone conversations. They even met up with Drew when Drew was sending out the invitations, and even at the gala, even Charles is looking at her like, "What are you doing? Like, you doing way too much." You know what I'm saying? It's like you could have kept it, at a minimum. Like this is false. He wasn't even in town. He's not doing anything. Y'all been coming for my marriage, like, and then dealt with whatever you had to deal with behind closed doors with your husband, instead of now this is turned into a whole like you faming it on Phaedra because Phaedra's an easy target, and it just it's messy, you know what I mean? Or maybe, there's a conspiracy that, oh, she's doing all of this just so she can get a contract for next season, whatever. I don't know, but Angela, girl, we were really rooting for you. And this is like you're going to this extent to prove that all of this was applied or like a
So you think
scheme.
Angela gonna file a lawsuit?
Lawsuit against who?
I mean, somebody said that Angela said she was gonna sue them for lying.
But what was always also kind of confusing to me, how did he get to Kelly's event? And how did he
Kelly's
get mic'd
Kelly's
up?
Kelly's PR invited him.
But
Remember,
how
he
would
he.
Kelly's PR know to invite this man?
Well, Kelly's P. I mean, I don't think. Well, I don't know if Kelly's PR knew that he had tea, but maybe once they got there, Marcus was like they just said. Let me get it clear. Marcus was the manager or whatever, who owns or whatever. I don't know if he owned the restaurant, but he was the person who the manager at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Alex was the waiter who allegedly served Charles and the mystery woman.
Yeah.
Alex told Marcus about it. Alex
Hmm.
and Marcus went to the event together. Marcus was messy and did that toast and said, "Let's hope our husbands don't cheat on us like Angela."
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, why is he even mic'd up? Like, because not every guest is mic'd up. Like,
So
this is,
again,
yeah, there's more to
produ
this.
I don't know. Production may have some culpability.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, listen, he knows, everybody knows at the time that they were filming the show. He probably slid in one of their DMs, producer DMs, like,
I
"Hey,
got this tea
I got
and
this
blah blah blah.
tea.
Yep.
I got the surveillance footage if y'all
See,
want to
and that's the
see it."
question. Like some people say he was mic'd up, and some people saying he wasn't. Some people saying that Kelly was close enough to catch the audio because remember she went over there and did a toast with them. So like, was
Mhm.
Kelly in on the okie doke? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like I don't know.
It looks very fishy because she was just standing there, toasting with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's like, who are you? And then she's like, "Oh, I escorted him out." It's kind of, yeah. And all of the housewives previously have said that they always get DMs on, tea about their castmates.
Mhm.
They purposely don't talk about what they get sent because then that turns into a different type of show, right?
Mhm.
Like they always get like tea about, oh, so and so and so husband is doing this, or you know things are happening, but they purposely don't bring it to the show because then it turns into like just a messy, like, oh, he said, she said, and it just becomes like Anthony the assistant or like Giovanna the snake. It's just like whatever, and it's an ensemble cast. But yeah, this looks very, very weird. But Angela girl, you gotta do better. This is not like this whole like going from blogger to blogger and trying to clean up everything. Like clearly she cares about her image and her marriage, but I don't think this is not the way. You just kind of have to let things kind of slide a little bit. And if you got to talk to your husband, you should talk to your husband. He should know better too. Y'all
Mhm.
filming this damn show and he has a history of cheating. You gotta, straighten up with him instead of doing all
Mhm.
of this cover up and deflection. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, and as of Puffy, a lot of people are saying, Cassie and Puffy were like Bonnie and Clyde.
Mhm.
And that, why is he being punished for being very freaky? And he's not even being charged on what he did to her, but like she's trending every day and what he did to her is trending. And there was an overlap between when she was with him and when she was with her current husband. And it's just is very weird, very, very weird. I don't think he's a good person, but also for what he was charged and what were they talking about is two different things. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm in the middle of everything. It's just strange, but I'm
Mhm.
actually not surprised on the verdict. I don't think that he was ever going to be in their life for what he was charged for
Yeah.
because obviously he has the attorneys to back, everything up, but yeah, we will see how many years he's going to serve, but that's all I got on that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mickey. I appreciate you for calling, friend.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Hey, Toria. Lala,
Hey,
Toria, who was
sweetheart.
first? I don't know who was first. Lala.
Hey, Michelle. How
Hey.
is your mom doing?
She is doing good. Thank you for asking.
That's wonderful. Now, I think Drew's hands is all up in this too. I
You
think
think
she's
so?
right up there in the mess. Yes, she's in that mess.
Cause she
She's
did
cute.
go to the little sit down with them that they showed as a flashback,
Mm-hmm.
remember?
And remember, she's an actress. She's probably the one that came up with the Tubi
Uh,
little storyline.
not the Tubi story. That's true,
She's
it is
good
a
at
Tubi
doing
storyline.
Tubi movies.
That storyline is awful.
I'm telling you. But we got rid of one fraud that was lying for years and being a bully every season to somebody. We got rid of her. We don't need
Who?
another bully on the show.
Who we got rid of?
Kenya Moore hair, fake
Oh,
hair.
I forgot about Kenya Moore Thrift Shop.
Oh, I don't know why. I guess from watching the Housewives stuff, one of her videos popped up in my feed, and I
Uh-huh.
do not subscribe to that woman at all.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even listen to her saying twirl and Kenya Moore hair care. I
Oh,
hate
give
when she
Kenya a
says
click
all
and a
that.
view. Give Kenya a click and a view. Don't be like that.
No way. I can't stand to hear that woman's voice.
Mm.
She's been a fraud for years. I knew she wasn't opening that shop. I knew
How
that
you
was
know
never
Kenya?
going to
Kenya wasn't
happen.
even a topic. Leave Kenya out of this before they start dragging
But
me again.
anyway, we got rid of her, so we don't need another fraud. Angela made up this wild story. Why would you get yourself on a reality show knowing that your husband has been playing the field for years down in Atlanta? Everybody knows about Charles Oakley that don't even live in Atlanta. I've known
Mm-hmm.
about his past for years because I've been a basketball junkie since I was a teenager, and I'm going in my 70s now. So, um,
What? I had no
she,
idea.
mhm,
Okay, you
yep,
sound like a youngster.
70 plus.
Okay,
Yep,
that's a
but
blessing.
and Puffy, I'm kind of on the fence with him because I known him, I knew Kim. Um, I had lunch several times with Kim and our friend Andre Talley. He
Okay.
was like when the mess came out about the book. I
Uh-huh.
said then if anybody had a copy of that book, it was him because that was Kim's true best friend.
Uh-huh.
But when I seen his girls walk into the courtroom today, they were so happy for that. They smiled for once
The
throughout
mama
this
was
whole
happy
trial.
too.
Yes, she was. She even led the crowd in a little chant.
I saw that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and he has another way that he can get out on bail. And if anybody can do it, is Brian Steele and Nicole Westmoreland because there's two Georgia finest defense lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
They are very good lawyers.
They are. Well,
And
Toria,
I think he's going to end up with time served.
you think so? I think so too. I think that's why the judge denied bail because I almost feel like why let him out on bail and then bring him back to say, oh, you got 3 more months to serve. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, right.
we'll
Because
see.
what he's charged with now is technically misdemeanors.
Mm,
Um, when I listened to them transcripts following this case was something.
it
If
was.
it would have been about domestic violence, I say in a minute, put them away. I don't believe in that. I never think people should put their hands on each other, whether it's a man beating a woman or a woman beating a man, because there's a lot of that going on now.
Uh-huh.
And that put him away. Throw away the key for that, because the way he threw her around like a rag doll. But Michelle, the prosecutors kept playing that video of that hotel fight over and over throughout this trial. I mean, like every day they played it a few times a day to that judge. And when that judge said certain things today, when he came out for his answer for the whether he was going to let him out on bail, he came out and wasn't even on the bench 5 seconds and said what he had to say and got up. He said that he didn't think Puffy learned anything and still has a lot of revenge, you know, in him. And he was afraid to let him out because he didn't know what he might do.
Oh wow.
So
I,
that kind of worries me when it comes to the sentencing because
mm-hmm.
that judge, he didn't like about what he did to Cassie. He didn't like that. And I think that's how the prosecution won, by playing that over and over and over and over.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
we're going to
we'll
see.
see.
We
Yeah.
want to see what happens because they got to go there the 8th. And then if the sentencing date stands, which is in October, then we got several months to wait. But I just hope it don't get dragged out because I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
taking up all the news cycles, and we need to pay attention to what that idiot over in DC is doing. We really do.
You're right. Well, I appreciate you,
'Cause
Toria. Thank you for calling in, friend.
thank you, baby, and give your mama my love.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, and I love your hair. You look so good blonde. You just don't know. You really
Thank
look
you.
good blonde.
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
baby. Good night.
All right. Good night. Hey, La La.
Hey, Michelle, girl, listen, I am so glad to actually, first of all, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so glad to actually be listening to a blogger that is thinking along the same lines as me. For me, I felt like this whole trial with Diddy was kind of like cosplaying
Mm-hmm.
because you have to separate emotion and moral etiquette from law.
Mm-hmm.
Law is law, statutes are statutes, and you have to determine what laws did he actually break that they can factually prove.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you can put the world's court morally, he might have been dead wrong, but we don't know what anybody does in their bedroom behind closed doors.
And that's what I was saying. Like, it sets a dangerous precedent when you start, nitpicking all the stuff that they was nitpicking about.
Yeah,
Like, you might be up there next week, fly your boyfriend in and take him out to dinner. Now
exactly,
you're a part of the band
exactly.
act, Like, I don't know.
And then the other thing too is how do you determine, like, when somebody got money, some people will do anything for that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do we determine, like, one moment?
Hello.
Okay, sorry about that. But how do you determine what the person's real mode or way of thinking was in the relationship? That's something that the jury would have had a hard time trying to decipher. You
Mm.
can't send this man away for life in prison if you don't know what the motive of the person that he allegedly did all of these things too. So, like for instance, most people who know that they're hanging out with famous people, they come into what? Drug, drink, do all of the things that everybody's doing at these so-called freak-offs, right? But how do we
Mhm.
know that you didn't? You were full. You're a whole adult, so you were fully aware of what was going on and what you were doing at the time that you did it.
Mhm.
And now you want to come back when it's advantageous for you to say, oh, well, he made me do these things. How do we know? Like, there was nobody there to witness it.
But one thing the trial did do was pretty much open everybody's eyes as to, their actions. Like, nobody is above the law, and the
Exactly.
law can be stretched and formed, you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
to
Exactly.
catch anybody up at this point. Like, if
Hmm.
they want you, they gonna get you, and they gonna say, okay, it's a crime that you spit gum on the floor, and
Hmm.
whatever, and then they gonna form the RICO Act because you and three of your friends conspired to not tell nobody. So I
And
mean,
that's what I'm like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the public has to understand there has to be a fine, there has to be a line that
Mhm.
divides it. A person can be a bad person all day long, but is it against the law to be a bad person?
True.
You get what
That
I'm
is our
saying? So,
president.
yeah,
Exactly.
come on. That perfect example. We cannot want somebody to go to jail for life because they're a bad person. In that case, we all should be scared because they can
Mhm.
come knocking on our door to get us because they might determine that we were bad people in our past, or maybe we've done something horribly wrong that deserves a RICO charge because we're bad people.
Yeah. I just hate that, so many people are emotional and in their feelings about it, and like
Hmm.
Palaver Girl, like, oh, that means you're blaming the victim and you're a
Yep,
woman and you need, like, okay, I'm a woman, but at the same time I'm a person, I'm a human being, and I see
exactly.
sometimes that some people are treated differently because of different situations. So here we
Yep.
are sitting here watching this person being treated differently, and I get it. He's a horrible person. Send
Hmm.
him to jail for what he did, not
Exactly.
what y'all are
Accusing
concocting.
him of doing.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that while he was having these freak offs and doing all of these things, there were people who were supposedly higher than he is on the food chain participating. So where are all of those names at?
I said it when I first started this live, like, the prosecution in the beginning led us to believe there was a lot of different things, the guns,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
drugging people at white parties,
Yep.
the videos of unassuming people who were drugged at these white parties.
Yep.
the minors allegedly, like all of these things. And it's like, okay, we kept waiting for the gimme gotcha. We kept waiting for
Mhm.
more and more and more, but we never got it. Like the entire case was built off of Cassie's civil lawsuit. The
Come on.
entire case.
Yep. And at this point, it's like to me, when it comes to like the domestic violence, for me, if it was something that pressing for her, she shouldn't have settled. She should have wanted to press charges.
Yeah.
Should have wanted him to go to prison. You get what I'm saying? So how
And
we gonna
again,
get
that's why he didn't get any state charges, because none of the victims ever pressed charges.
exactly? Case
So
in
it couldn't have
point.
been on the state level because they didn't have any type of criminal paperwork on any of the charges. So the feds had to like build a case.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like when we around here getting mad and we angry and everybody so emotionally involved, we gotta step back and stop being so programmed to respond, or not even respond, but react the way that major media outlets want us to react. We
Yeah.
have to use logic and really separate emotion from what's realistic. Like, let's look at
Right.
this without stained glasses on. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my perspective. Like my husband, when it first came out, he was like, "Oh, Diddy going to jail?" I'm like, "Diddy ain't going nowhere."
Well, I mean, he already in jail. So I
Right,
mean,
but I'm
if you
saying
think
he was
about it,
like
his life
going
has
to
changed forever.
right for exactly. He's been held in the court of public opinion. His reputation is forever stained. Right,
Mhm.
he's gonna always this is gonna follow him whether he get off or not. But what my husband was saying was like he felt like he was gonna go away for a long time, and I said no, they have to prove this
Mhm.
beyond the reasonable doubt. Like they have to be able to prove that he did all of these things.
Mm.
And that's hard when you got somebody that's been in a relationship for 10 years with this man that's supposed to be so abusive and so all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's like there are
Well,
certain
I guess
things that
that's triggering too, because there are women that have been in long-term relationship with men that are abusive. And so when they hear
Mhm,
the situation, it was like, "Oh, it's not that easy. She couldn't have left
mhm.
that easy. He had power. He had money. He could." And I understand all that, but again, this wasn't a domestic violence situation. This wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't what he was on trial for. Had he
Mhm.
been on trial for that, then we could have used those same examples. Oh,
Right.
he stopped her from leaving. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Oh, he put her in the
Exactly.
thing. But all the sex trafficking and the child. Anyway, don't even
They
get me
didn't
started.
prove it. They didn't prove it. And then as far as the housewives are concerned, I don't even watch that show. I mean, the most that I get out of it is when I tune in and hear what you have to say about it, kind of catch me up. But I
Mhm.
haven't really watched it since Nene been gone, child. So, that's
You
what
ain't missing
whatever.
nothing. It's just a bunch of a ball of confusion and Tubi storylines, child.
They need to cut it out.
Watch the reunion though, because then you'll catch up on everything. But you don't have to watch this season. That's why the ratings were lower than low, and then they had to end up pulling stunts at the end because it wasn't nothing going on.
That's terrible. They need to go ahead
Horrible.
and bring back the OGs and let it just go from there. Like the vets, like Nene them don't know what to do. They don't know how to
Mhm.
bring it, and it's gonna be real and authentic, not scripted. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
so
Well,
but yeah,
thank you, Lala. Thank you for calling, friend.
thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Good night. Hey, Leslie.
Hi, how are you? Hi, chat. But
Hey.
I was calling you because did you see what they did to Tisa Tells? Is that her name? Tisa Tells outside the courtroom?
No, what they do to her?
Oh my gosh, they were accusing her. She looks like she was so afraid. They were accusing her of being paid by the prosecution to have Diddy convicted, and when she was
Oh, I
reporting.
don't like talk about other content creators, but
Oh yeah, I know. I didn't know. I say
yeah,
anything
I
bad
know, no,
about her,
no,
but
but I understand. I understand because she
okay,
is a part of this whole conversation because the Armands and the this and the this
okay,
and the this,
yeah.
and I do believe that I don't think that she was paid. I don't know what she was, but
I don't think she did, but
but
I
what I
just
do know is she's a clickbaiter. Okay, that's what she is. That's how she's built her
what does
entire
that mean?
platform on drama and salacious headlines. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so because she did that, a lot of the salacious headlines she used weren't necessarily true. And so
Okay.
now, again, like I told y'all in the beginning, once you give people your click, you can't give it back. So now she got all your money and all your clicks and all that stuff. And because she clickbaited y'all to go over there and watch it. Say, Diddy had minors, Diddy did this, Diddy had had drugs in the oil, and it's like,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because
But
they
I
had
mean, she's
secure.
not the only one. She's not the only one guilty of that. But I mean,
They had her
people
fenced
have a
in
formula.
like a
That's her
gate.
platform. She can do what she want to do.
They had her fenced in with a gate around her, like a metal gate, and then two security guards, one on each side. And it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. I thought,
Wait a
yes,
minute. Wait a minute. She needed protection from the other
yeah,
people.
yeah, they had her outside, and then she was standing. She was fenced in a metal with a metal gate, that they put up four ways, and a security on each side. And there was, yeah, this one guy. I don't know his name. He's a content creator. He went on her for about 10 minutes, and he said to her, "You're not going to put your hands on me." It was crazy. It was
Wait a minute.
crazy.
She was trying to fight him.
They were arguing back and forth, and she had made a comment. He said, "You're not going to put your hands on me." But yeah, it
Oh,
was.
wait a minute. I pulled it. Hold on. Let me pull this up.
Amon was out there, and I can't
I
think of.
saw him acting up with the baby oil. I saw that. I saw that earlier.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was afraid for her, because I'm from New York, and I don't know where
Wait,
she's
this it.
from. That's it right there. That's the kid right there. The guy.
Yeah, let's get back into it because you're a
You
liar.
see her in the cage.
Why don't you tell the people about that
What?
RICO you
Why
promised
is she in a
them?
cage? He 10 feet away
Hey,
from her.
dry ass Brady, tell them about that RICO you promised them. Tell them about that RICO you promised them, Tisa.
She ain't in no cage.
Tell
Yeah,
them
she's
about that
boxed
RICO
around
you
like it's not a
promised them.
cage. Yeah, and there was one on
Yes,
each
but
side.
a lot of people are behind those
You gotta do
barriers.
that.
Oh,
You
I
see
didn't
that?
know that because I didn't watch
You
any of.
scrambling and scraping,
Yeah, a lot
baby.
of people are
Bad boy is
behind those
back.
barriers. She ain't.
Bad boy is
And
back.
I think she get beat
there's
up.
security on each side. There was security on the right and the left. When I was watching, I
But
mean, do they?
but those her security. Did she bring security up there?
Oh,
Somebody
I
said
don't
she
know.
brought security every day.
I don't know
Yeah.
at all. I didn't watch it at all, to be honest.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but the one thing I was gonna say to you, I had sent you that super chat about like the laws and how archaic they are. Because I had got, just like what Diddy's going through, and wasn't that law? What did you say it was called? The slave law. They changed it now. The Man
Oh
Act.
yeah, the Mann Act. It was the white
White,
slave. Wait, what was? Hold on, let me find it. Man Act was the White Slave Traffic Act,
and they changed
and
it
it was.
to.
Oh no, here it is. They changed it to the Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act, is a United States federal law that prohibits the interstate of foreign transportation of individuals for the purpose of prostitution or other immoral sexual activity. And when you put that part, or other immoral sexual activity, immoral to whom? That's putting the government in your bedroom. Like,
Right.
yeah, it was initially enacted in 1910 and has been amended several times. The purpose was initially aimed at combating prostitution and human trafficking. The act was later broadened to include any transportation for quote immoral purposes. So anybody can listen. Anybody can think what you're doing is immoral, and you going across state lines to do it. They gonna get you.
And the thing about it is when I went through this stuff back in '99, and my charge was driving on suspended license and it was unpaid fines. This is in my younger days, and so when I got pulled over the last time, they charged me for habitual offender, and I was on a federal street, and so because of that, I had to go to federal court. And Judge Ellis, like I said, the one that sentenced Manafort was my judge. And when he was going to sentence me, he said, the charge required no less than 1 year, no more than 10 in a federal prison. But that charge was written for drunk drivers. And so a drunk driver was a habitual offender, and that was what they could be sentenced to. It was a state, feds, and everything else. And Judge Ellis was so kind, and I remember him. He's just said he wasn't going to sentence me, and I went back to New York because I was in D.C. Alexandria Federal Court, and he called my lawyer. It was around November, right before, it was right after Thanksgiving, and said that he found some wording in the law so that they could actually change the law. So it's no longer the sentencing for somebody who hasn't paid fines or something else, as opposed to a drunk driver. You can't, those are two different things, you know, me not
Yeah.
paying a ticket.
But
And
that's what I was saying earlier. The laws are like, especially a lot of federal laws can be bent and twisted any kind of way. If they want to get you, they're gonna get you. Just
yeah,
like the terms in here are so loose. Immoral purposes. What is an immoral
on
purpose?
purpose, right? Because I may not think something is immoral as opposed to what you may think, you know,
Right,
but
right. And so I guess baby oil and having freak officers is immoral.
you know, I guess it is. I guess it is. I definitely
Yep.
guess it is. But I don't want to take up all you guys' time. I just thought that was important. I went and now the law, like I said, in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia has changed. They can no longer do that. So you know, a lot of us have to pay attention. It's just the wording in the law, and those laws are so archaic. You know, they got a law that you could beat your wife on the courthouse steps on Sunday. I
Crazy.
mean, it's crazy. But look,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
Thank
And
you.
and again, I hope your mom is doing well.
She is. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem, sweetie. And love to all you guys in the chat and have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye bye.
Hey, Miss Dogan.
Hey, Michelle, looking
How
good,
you doing?
girl.
Hey.
It was good to see you outside.
I go
Thank you for
outside
getting
every
that
day.
tea for us.
I just don't photograph it, but I go outside every day.
Oh, okay, well, you know how you like to be a hermit sometime now.
I do. But even me being a hermit, I'm outside. Y'all just don't know it. I just
Oh,
be
okay, okay, okay.
in my solo state
We're
outside.
gonna get you some outside. I got you.
Yeah, give me some sunshine, child. I get my vitamin D.
Okay, so I was gonna speak about Puffy and the sentencing.
Okay.
So I feel like the judge would love to be able to throw the book at him, give him all the time he can. But the thing
Ooh.
about federal is, they have guidelines based on points, and Puffy don't have no previous, so it's probably only a certain amount of time that they can
Uh-huh.
give him anyway. The judge probably wish he could give him 20, because I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
he
I
like
forgot to mention that.
this
The
at
immoral
all.
part of the Mann Act was you right, and I said that earlier. The White Slave Traffic Act, the Mann Act was for black men taking white women over state lines or whatever to allegedly have sex. And so that was the immoral part of it. Thank you so much, Just Bridget. Go ahead.
Hmm. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The judge, I don't think he like the fact that Puffy, you know, got off with these smaller charges, and he would love to give him 20 years if he could, but he's not gonna be able to because he has
Yeah.
certain guidelines he got to go by.
Well, again,
So,
like we always say, we are the results of the actions that we have done. And so Diddy does have a lot of negative karma surrounding him, but
oh yeah, at least he
who's
free.
to say
He
what
will
may
be
happen
free.
or what may not happen? He's done a lot of people wrong. I get it. That's what everybody keep talking about. He's done a lot of people wrong. He's done this to his women. He's done that. I get it. I get it. I get it. But none of that has to do with the charges that he was charged with. And you know.
I've never in
I don't
life
wish
been a
bad
Diddy
on no.
fan.
Listen, my worst enemy, I wouldn't wish
Right,
for them to be locked
exactly.
up. Okay,
Because I ain't
so
never been a Diddy fan, but I wouldn't want to see this happen.
yeah, and even with the threat of him being locked up, because somebody said I hope they keep him locked up. Even with that, my thing is at this point, because he's been locked up, what, 10 months now? He's been under scrutiny about his sex life. We know everything he has done for the past 12 years with all the women. That is so embarrassing. And his career has been tarnished. All of that. Like at the end of the day, to me, he done served his time. They might as well let him go. He done served
They
his
were
time.
trying to get this man life for baby oil and Astroglide.
Right, right.
A
And
mess.
lies that Lil Rod and whoever else put in they civil lawsuit about there being, drugs in the baby oil and child. Anyway, don't even start.
Mm. But
But
okay.
it may listen, and I may be totally wrong, and all of that may be true, and somebody hid it. Okay, you're a
Could you
conspiracy
never know,
theorist, and
would
you
we?
feel like the prosecution suppressed all of that evidence. Maybe that's what happened.
We'll never know.
Okay,
But what we were presented with just
you're
didn't
right.
get it. Cut it.
All
Thank
right, Miss
God for
Dope Lady.
jurors.
I appreciate you, friend.
All righty. Talk to you later.
Have a good night. Whew, this has been a wonderful live. We had lots of great conversation. We had a special guest. Shout out to Alex Hines. He's on a show on TLC called Something About My Ex. What is it called? My Ex. TLC. Me and my ex. Is that what it's called? Me and my ex. You, me, and my ex. You, me. He's on You, Me, and My Ex on TLC. He's also involved in this crazy Angela. I'm about to say Angela Stanton, Lord. Angela Oakley situation. It's all a mess. Like I told y'all before, I don't know who to believe, but Alex's receipts are lining up. The Diddy situation, we done went through that forwards and backwards. We don't know what's gonna happen with Diddy. His attorney seemed to be pleased with the outcome. What else is going on? Oh, one last thing. Okay, since we was on Housewives, I wanted to, and we don't have no more calls. Uh, why they always bringing up these people bills, honey? Why y'all bringing up these people bills? This is y'all show, and I just threw Kelly in at the end. But Kelly on the neighborhood talk, child, for not paying her bills, $26,000 in unpaid credit card debt. Okay, maybe when she get her Bravo her reunion check, she'll pay it. Why how y'all get this? Neighbors get into this. Real Housewives of Atlanta newbie Kelli Ferrell might need to worry less about glam and start paying them bills. According to US Weekly, the Waffle Queen is being sued by a debt collector. Oh, she's being sued for a five-figure sum. Navy Federal, not Navy Federal. Navy Federal is great. I love them. Filed a complaint against Kelly on May 5th, claiming she owes upwards of $26,434.86. The credit union claims they demanded payment from Kelly multiple times, but she has failed to cough up the coins. Now they're requesting that she pay the outstanding balance plus additional attorney's fees. According to Kelly's rep, she was never officially charged by the credit. Oh, she was never officially served by the credit union, and she says the account they're referring to was shared with her ex-husband, Shavula Mark Ferrell. They stated he's going through bankruptcy and declined to comment further on the matter. Well, your bills is his bills, child, I guess, because I don't know. It's a U.S. Weekly reached out to Kelly's husband. His rep claimed he was removed from all joint accounts and ventures with Kelly and is unaware of any loans or transactions initiated by her. They also claim that he's not named in the lawsuit. Only Kelly is. Okay, only Kelly. So I don't know. Kelly said it's her husband's. Her husband says it's hers. Navy Federal says they don't care. They suing Kelly. She's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, just like they did Nene when they were suing the landlord was suing Nene and Greg. It was Greg's name on the lease. Somebody got to pay it. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, what else going on? Let me see. Before I go, y'all wanted me to talk about Porsha and oh god, I didn't really want to talk about Porsha and Phaedra. I'll say that for another day. But yeah, y'all need wait, here it is right here. I'll just go ahead. So Phaedra was on the Jason Lee show and she came up with a she talked about the story about the alleged story about Candy and Porsha and the drunging and apparently Phaedra says, she's already apologized to everybody she needs to apologize to. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer, section 107 of the Copyright Act, yada yada yada. So it says Porsha says Phaedra has already apologized for the lie. So Porsha left a comment after seeing this clip.
As a show or wants to do a show where she talks about having a woman or another situation. Yeah. We now know that Candy's bedroom had a lot of candy land going on in it.
Jason was trying to get everything he could out of Phaedra. Okay. I believe the actual full interview is over there on Zeus if y'all want to watch it, but I don't have Zeus, so I'll never see it.
I mean, wait, Phaedra, you took the hit. You took the hit for America. For what? I was so mad at you for sitting there and letting the charades happen in front of all.
Phaedra didn't sit there. Phaedra didn't break the fourth wall because she didn't want to tell y'all that Carlos told her to tell Porsha, and they thought Porsha was dumb enough not to tell nobody, but Porsha went ahead and outed the story to Candy, and the rest is history.
All of us.
But they didn't show what was really said.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Okay, all of you out there that don't know TV, that have never been on it.
We know TV. Everybody know TV by now. Everybody is a reality TV show expert.
We couldn't do it at all at Love and Hip Hop. There's something called a fourth wall. That means like there's 3 walls that we can talk about that you see, and then there's that fourth wall that you can never see. And some of us will break that fourth wall because we ain't gonna let you drag us for filth. And some of us will play the game and not break the fourth wall. This is the thing. Now Candy, I think she has a show or wants to do a show where she talks about having a woman or another situation.
Yeah.
We now know that bedroom Candy.
Oh,
I was watching that go down, and your silence screamed, fourth wall, fourth wall, fourth wall.
I mean, because that's the contract. You know, and sometimes you just got to realize.
Carlos would never speak on it because Bravo would never confirm or deny it. Carlos got the boot the same time Phaedra did. Okay, that's why Phaedra really won't go over to Carlos' platform, vice versa. They both at the time, if you read straight from the A, both Carlos and Phaedra both at the time had vendettas against Candy and Todd. Okay, Todd and Carlos used to be business partners, and they fell out over a lawsuit involving I forgot that lady name. Was it Hollywood Divas or something? One of the ladies filed a lawsuit, and yeah, they broke up. Their partnership broke up, and anyway, Carlos and Todd fell out. And so Carlos was still a producer on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I guess him and Phaedra decided they was gonna take down Candy, and that's how they did it.
Okay.
I'm gonna just stay within.
Yeah,
the four
Carlos
corners.
say he innocent. He say he is, but that ain't what the world say.
Yeah, I mean, because I know better and I'm trained, and so I'm held to a higher standard than some of my colleagues because they know I know better.
Thank you. It was Elise Neal. Thank you so much. Y'all Google it. It was Elise Neal who filed a lawsuit against Carlos and Todd.
So sometimes when you're a little smarter than the average bear, it doesn't always help you.
Okay, I'm sitting here with a litigator, so let me bring up my briefs. This is what happened. I remember Porsha had the really short hairdo that day, and she was going on and crying about how you told her information.
Porsha threw Phaedra under the bus. We already know that.
And you sat there, and I will never forget your face. You were beat for the guys, and you sat there and just wrote it out. And Candy played. I was watching that go down, and your silence scream. Candy played up this whole thing that Candy could not believe what was being said about her, which we're now hearing more about the bedroom as time has kind of.
I'm confused about why he keep talking about Candy's bedroom. They ain't got nothing to do with the DRUG allegations. I don't understand, Jason. Why you keep bringing up the bedroom stuff?
Progress, and the world has become more accepting of people's bedrooms being different.
The world ain't accepting of that because we just got through talking about the immoral acts of Diddy and the baby oil. The world ain't accepting of the freak offs. The world is not accepting of a lot of things. Put Candy and her threesomes on blast. The world ain't gonna accept it.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but you gave a lot of grace. Again, this is another example.
But at the end of the day, I really love Porsha. I mean, we have always, gotten along perfectly. And so even after that moment, we didn't say, oh, I'm never speaking to you again. I mean, because at that moment, I knew I wasn't happy in the job already. And I knew it was time for me to leave this job. But unfortunately, sometimes when,
it's interesting how Phaedra act like she wasn't happy and she stayed gone for 6-7 years and all of that. But that wasn't why she left. She didn't leave of her own free will. If they had not have booted her that season and not renewed her contract, she still would have been there.
If you can't make a decision for yourself, God will make a decision for you. And so the decision was made. And I have never had a better 7 years in my life.
You were gone 7 years?
Yeah.
Damn, it didn't seem that long though.
Well, because I went to
But you were still
TV.
busy. You were still
no,
working.
I was still working.
But
I never stopped working.
But
what I want to do is have Phaedra speak because she's the one who told me that Candy said that.
There it is. Remember, I'm gonna let Candy speak because she's the one who told me that Candy said it, and I have a Caesar. This is.
You said that? That I wanted to drug her.
So yeah, y'all remember
What?
what happened. Porsha responded, allegedly Porsha, because people seem to feel that she was in Traders and she ain't had no phone. But some people say that she back. I don't know, but I thought she was still gone. But Porsha says, Phaedra Parks, you already apologized at the reunion and apologized after for telling me the lie. Why it's got the capital LIE. Furthermore, I have already taken accountability with @Candy for repeating what you claimed she said. Let's move forward by truly learning from past mistakes. It seemed like to me after this reunion and all that, like all bets are all freaking frack. Yeah, they freaking frack, but it's gonna be a battle for power between Phaedra and Porsha at this point, I think. And yeah, because that was a little bit shady because Candy ain't even there no more. Why you throwing Candy in there? Candy say she don't want to be there if Phaedra is there. So I don't know. Maybe she mad that Phaedra is talking about it. I have no idea. Anywho, that's all I got, child. I just wanted to bring that up because some of y'all had tagged me in that. What the comment saying? It says keywords, the lie. They still lying about it 7 years later. It wasn't about her inviting people into her bedroom. It was implying that she had to DRUG them to do it. Phaedra didn't take the hit. She was the hit. Jason stopped. She was quiet because she was caught up. What is Jason talking about? Did he even watch the show? Candy was upset about being accused of drugging Porsha. So Porsha forgave Phaedra immediately for using her to hurt Candy, but wants to give her best friend hell for a whole season. Yeah, something ain't right. It's called a check. It's called a contract. Okay. Anywho, was that Candy's first time hearing that on the reunion for real? Well, no, she actually heard the story during the season. Remember when Porsha was saying they was arguing about them kissing Candy, and then Candy wanted Porsha to eat her out, and child, it was just I don't care about none of that stuff. Because we are so far past it. That was what, 8 years ago. Moving on, like this video, please, and thank you. I appreciate everyone who has joined today. If you have not already, please subscribe to be a part of my esteemed community where you can participate in our live chats. Also, if you are not a member of the Patreon, patreon.com, I am a TLian, $5 and above tier. You will get access to my private Discord group that has years and years of content, and also my my lives over there on Patreon. I did one earlier today, so I'm not gonna do one tonight. Patreon. I love y'all. I still love you though. Yeah, and so I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right. All right. The blogger is out. That Candy a freak. Y'all need to leave Candy alone, honey. Good night.